Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Muram Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Paramananda Madhavam.
Let's read the first verse together. Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam parasadhaye atmaiva hyatmano bandhuhu atmaiva ripuratmanaha. So yesterday we saw about how to love ourselves, to lift ourselves higher. Today we're going to see how to love others. Let us read now verse number 6.9. That is on your page number 12. So I'll chant and then you repeat after me. Suhrin mitraryudasina
Suhrin mitraryudasina
Madhyastadvesha bandhushu
Madhyastadvesha bandhushu
Sadhushvapi cha papeshu
Sadhushvapi cha papeshu
Samabuddhir vishishyate
Samabuddhir vishishyate.
Together.
Suhrin mitraryudasina Madhyastadvesha bandhushu Sadhushvapi cha papeshu Samabuddhir vishishyate.
So the question can come in your minds that yesterday we talked about loving ourselves and we saw that the meaning of love is identification. And the more we identify, the greater the love is. So what does it mean to first identify with ourselves? Because when we have love for ourselves, then we can love others. In self-unfoldment, Puja Gurudev gives 4 personality layers. They're the physical, mental, intellectual, and spiritual personalities. When I have to love myself, if I'm able to identify with the higher level of myself, then I love myself more. So for example, today, for meditation, so the physical part of myself will say, I want to stay in bed. I want to stay in bed 5:30, too early, and that's the physical part of myself. Mental part of myself is saying that it's just too comfortable. I feel too comfortable, or maybe I didn't sleep last night, so I need my sleep right now in the bed, you know. I need to just feel that warmth and love and comfort. The intellectual personality in us will say, this is the right thing to do, I have to do it. I have to get up. And the spiritual part of us will say, I'm a seeker. This is my role and this is my dharma as a seeker. This is what I have to do. So when I'm able to lift myself in this way and identify with my higher personality, that means I love myself. I love myself more. So am I able to identify in the physical aspect? Okay. Am I able to identify in the mental realm? Okay, a little bit better. In the intellectual realm? Better. In the spiritual realm? Better. And when I am able to identify myself as Atman, that pure self, then I love myself the most. Because when I identify as Atman, I am free from all conditionings, free from all layers. And there, love is really unconditional. I am that self. I am that which is beyond the physical realm, beyond the mental realm, the intellectual realm, the spiritual realm. I am that pure self. And also, when we identify in these layers, we get a lot of insecurities. When we think of ourselves to be the body and identify with myself in the bodily level, I feel insecure about my body type. And you will be surprised, the person who you think looks the best, they're the most insecure. Right? So I'm insecure about the way I look, the way I am, the color of my skin, if I identify myself as a body. And then as the mind, if I identify myself as the mind, I'm insecure about my feelings, my emotions. I want to feel loved. I want attention. I want people to be around me. There's an insecurity. I lift myself higher. I identify with my intellectual self. I have ideals. I have values I want to strive for and live. So I have that, but I'm insecure about competition. If somebody does better than me, somebody shines out better than me, I'm insecure. But when I lift myself to a spiritual level, I'm a spiritual seeker, there's very less insecurity. The only insecurity I'll probably have is, oh, how long is this path going to take? How am I going to get back up again if I keep falling? How can I stay steady in the path? But when I identify myself as Atman, that love is so pure, there's no insecurity. Absolutely none. No? So to love myself, I have to identify with the highest in myself. The vision that I am that pure self, but in reality, in this transactional life, I live as a seeker. I live life as a seeker. So I have the pure self in my vision. I know that I'm the pure self, but in life, I live as a great, wonderful seeker. And the more that I am able to sacrifice, to give up my lower self for the higher self, I love myself more. If I'm able to sacrifice my physical comfort for an intellectual ideal I need to live by, then I love myself more. So this is love when it comes to our own self. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, only when we make the connection with ourselves and when we feel quite secure, steady, and stable, and when we start connecting with others, then it becomes more meaningful. If I am insecure, if I'm going through so many things, and then I meet somebody else, we're just going to be both crazily depressed. Huh? But if I'm in a pretty good spot, in the sense that I'm pretty stable, I might not be perfect, but I'm pretty stable, and I meet somebody, then that relationship will be very beautiful. Now, how do we apply this to meeting others, being with others? When we relate to others, it's the same way. See, let us say you want to marry, you want to meet somebody, or you want to go out and find somebody. If you're going to relate with that person on the physical level, it's going to be very shallow. Oh, he's too thin. Oh, she's too short. Oh, he's too dark. Oh, no, she's too dark. She's too fair. He's too fat. Yeah. If you're gonna keep looking at people like that on the physical level and judge that I cannot be with this person because you know what? I don't like the way his hair is. I just can't deal with his hair. I don't want to be with him. That relationship is gonna be so shallow. Because we know that you might start with physical attraction, but it doesn't stay there. It's actually a meeting of minds. So that kind of relationship in the physical level, that's not going to last long. And then in the mental level, okay, I like him because he's very kind, he's very sweet, he's very caring. I like her because she's very nice, she's so genuine. That's a little bit, that's better. That's better. That also will not last that long. Emotional, that won't last that long. You take it to a higher level. So physical, mental, intellectual level. I like him because we share the same values. We share the same values in life. We have the same outlook. So I like him. And I like her also because in our thinking, we align in terms of values. That relationship is good, better, will last a little bit longer. Then you raise it to a higher level, spiritual level. I like him because like I am seeking something higher, he's also doing the same thing. And when we are seeking together, then this will definitely work because we're all going the same direction. Our vision, our values, everything matches up. I like her because she's aligned with me in terms of seeking the higher. This kind of relationship will last long because that love is deeper. It's not in the physical realm, you see. That love is very shallow. And that love on the mental level, oh, she's so sweet, he's so kind, he's so caring, good luck. That's all I can say, good luck. When you meet somebody and you connect in the higher levels, that relationship is so beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. And of course, the highest level, that we are one. And the highest level, we are one. The level of Atman. When we are looking for a job, a field, a career, same thing applies. You look on the physical level. This company looks good. It has nice headquarters. I'm getting a nice salary. I have a nice desk, office space to work. The physical. It won't last that long. Then I'm in this company because the people are sweet, they're kind. I like the people I work with, they're cool. We go out, we hang out after work. Not too long it will last. You shift it to the intellectual level. I like this company because we're aligned in our values. The things that I value, they value. I like to heal people, they are healing people. I like to help people, they're helping people. We're aligned in our values. Then we will find some nice stability and we will find love also there. We'll find that we love that place. Lift it higher, spiritual level. I'm in this field because it is my swadharma. It is my natural inclination. And it is a beautiful way for me to give back to the world so that I can become purified. Then that love for the place we are in, the career, the profession, the field, it will be so strong. So the physical realm deals with the body. The mental realm deals with the mind, feelings, emotions. The intellectual realm deals with ideals and values, and the spiritual realm deals with our scriptures, learning to purify the mind, to sharpen the intellect, to walk as a seeker. And when I keep relating to people at the higher level, the highest level, that person is also me, then life becomes very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. So anybody that I'm with, see if we can relate at the highest level, that self in me is also shining in you. It's also shining in you. I am the same self. You look here. Our forms of Bhagavan and Bhagavati. That same consciousness who's appearing as Bhagavan Shiva, so calm and peaceful, is also Rudra. Somebody who's the destroyer, whose hair is all over the place and who's angry. That same consciousness. Same consciousness appearing as Parvati, very peaceful, beautiful, lovely, is appearing as Kali. Her tongue out and her hair all over the place. So the same consciousness appearing as you and me is the same consciousness that might appear as somebody who's troubling us and causing a lot of craziness in our lives. It's the same one. It's the same one. Now, how to deal with each relationship? This is what we are going to see. So the vision first thing we have to keep in mind, in this verse 6.9, I'll come back here, it says, Sama buddhihi vishishyate. Sama buddhihi vishishyate. Meaning, the one who has the same vision in all beings excels. Same vision. Vision, what is the vision? That the same consciousness expressing in me is the same one in you. The same consciousness expressing in me is the same in you. I think upstairs in the dining hall it said, see God in each other, right? It's very beautiful. Now, having this as our vision, we still have to do our dharma at the level of transaction. So the vision is Brahma, but the action is dharma. This is important. Vision, we are one. Action, dharma. And this we will clearly see in the life of Sri Rama in each of these relationships. So in each of these relationships, keep in mind that we are seeing that oneness in the person, but we will do what we need to do at the level of dharma. Dharma means our duty. First, we will take up, there are 9 relationships here. 9. So you see in your page 13, you see there are 9 relationships. Yeah? So the first relationship there is what we call Suhrin. Suhrit. Suhrit means good-hearted. Hrit means heart. Su means good-hearted. Suhrit is considered somebody who wishes well for us. Someone who's our well-wisher. Somebody who maybe doesn't even know us. But it sees that we need something, we need help, and right away they come and they help us. It could be a stranger. Sometimes you're walking somewhere carrying such heavy things. Somebody just comes, hey, let me help you. Or somebody sees that you're having a terrible day. Hey, are you okay? Can I help you? Just somebody who comes to your life. Maybe doesn't know you, but just has the capacity to embrace you. In Sri Rama's life, this was Jatayu. Jatayu, the vulture. In Ramayana, we know the story that Sri Rama was in the forest. He was exiled to the forest, right, from Ayodhya. And when he was exiled, his wife, Sita Devi, was taken by Ravana. Now, when Sita Devi was taken by Ravana, there was a vulture there who was watching. His name was Jatayu. Now Sri Rama didn't know him, but he saw that Sita Devi was being taken, and he said, I don't have the capacity to fight Ravana, because Ravana is really, really strong. I don't have the capacity to fight, but if I try to at least halt him, if I try to prevent him, if I try to stop him, if I try to stop Ravana, then at least that will buy time. Then if people are coming to save Sita Devi, they can come and they can find her, but at least let me buy time. So what did Jatayu do? He's an old vulture. Ravana is flying in the air with Sita Devi. Jatayu comes and he fights with Ravana. And he fights and he fights and he fights. And of course Ravana is so strong, Ravana defeats him. Now, but look at the beauty of Jatayu. He is dying. He doesn't give up his life. He holds on. He wants to keep his life. Why does he want to keep his life? He wants to tell Sri Rama that, Sita Devi's taken and I know where she is. I know which direction she has gone. And he stays there. He stays there until Sri Rama comes. Until Sri Rama comes and sees him. And only when Sri Rama comes and sees him, then he dies. Wow. So Sukhrit is that person for us that sometimes they're just willing to give their lives for us. We don't even know them. Jatayu had heard of Sri Rama, but Sri Rama didn't know Jatayu. Somebody who's opened their hearts to us. That is called Sukhrit. And that, when that comes into our life, that gives us a sense of gratitude. That there is somebody like this for me. And this is how Sri Rama dealt with it. Meaning, he had the vision of oneness, but in the realm of transactional life, he dealt with Jatayu very beautifully. As Jatayu was giving up his life, Sri Rama calls him father. You are my father. And Sri Rama does the last rites for Jatayu, so that Jatayu peacefully leaves his body. Sukhrit. The second relationship that we would all have is called mitra. Mitra means friend. Everybody has a friend, I'm sure. And for Sri Rama, that friend was Sugriva. Sugriva. Both Sri Rama and Sugriva had very interesting backgrounds. Sri Rama was exiled from his kingdom. Sugriva was exiled from his kingdom. Sri Rama lost his family. Sugriva also lost his family. And both of them were wandering in the forest. Of course, Sugriva was in that one mountain because he couldn't leave that mountain. Now, both of them had problems. Yes, both of them had problems. Both of them met. What happened when both of them met? Hanumanji exchanged the stories of both Sugriva and Sri Rama. When Sri Rama heard Sugriva's sorrow, he took it like a mountain. He took Sugriva's sorrow like a mountain, and he took his own sorrow like a grain of sand. Who is a friend? A friend is the one who takes your sorrow like a mountain and their own sorrow like a grain of sand. So if I'm a friend to somebody, I will take my friend's sorrow like a big mountain, but my sorrow like a grain of sand. What do we do now? Our friends come to us and tell us, hey, you know what happened? This happened, that happened. We say, that's nothing. You know what happened to me? This is what's going on. Right? We try to outdo our friends. That's not called Mitra Dharma. Mitra Dharma is you just see how big your friend's issue is. Because as Puja Gurudev says in the quote here, in life, to handle yourself, use your head. But to handle others, open up your heart. Open up your heart. In this area, Sri Rama gives Mitra Dharma. What is a good friend? What is a good friend? And this is the acronym for friend, TLAH. T-L-A-H. Who is a good friend? The one who takes us on the path of Dharma. A good friend is one who takes us on the path of Dharma. In Sri Rama's case, when Sugriva was falling off Dharma, we are one. Sri Rama says, we are one. Sugriva, we are one at the ultimate level. You are Brahman, I am Brahman. But when Sugriva, he got caught up in all of his pleasure after gaining back his kingdom, he got caught up in all his pleasure and he forgot his promise to Sri Rama. What did Sri Rama do? He sent Lakshmana, hey, go and bring him back to the path of Dharma. So a friend is somebody who takes us on the path of Dharma. Takes us on the path of Dharma. The L is leads us away from adharma. So if we are doing something wrong, that friend should take us away. This is adharma. Get away from it. Take us on dharma. Lead us away from adharma. And a true friend is somebody who admires our good qualities. And if we want to be a good friend, admire also their good qualities. Sometimes what happens in friendships is jealousy. Jealousy. That when our friend is doing better than us, we feel jealous. Yeah, how come this friend is prospering? How come this friend has met somebody I haven't met? This friend is doing so well in their job, I'm not doing so well. This friend found a great apartment, I didn't find anything. I'm not finding anything. Right? This friend has such a nice roommate who washes the dishes and puts them away. I don't have that. So we get a little bit jealous. But a true friend is somebody who's actually happy that you're rising. My friend is rising. Because we are one, you see. We are one. So when you're rising, when you're improving, I feel that too. I feel so happy. If my friend is prospering, that's also me. That's also me prospering. That's also me shining. That's also me flying. So true friend is somebody who genuinely admires your good qualities. And if we are true friends, then we admire their qualities also. So a good friend is not somebody who's jealous. And a good friend is also someone who doesn't make others jealous. You know, sometimes when we are succeeding, we tell people, hey, you know, this happened, I got this, and I got... No need to tell. Because sometimes, you know, other people, you don't want to put them down. You don't want to make them feel bad. You don't want to rub it in their face. Right? If something great happened to us, we don't have to go and tell the whole world and put it on Instagram. It's okay. Because be conscious, be aware that maybe other people are going through some hard things. And if they see such good news about you, how will they feel? So, admire someone's good qualities. And H is somebody who's honest about our shortcomings. A true friend is not a people pleaser. A true friend will tell us straight in the face, hey, you have something in between your teeth. That's your friend. That's your friend. Say, hey, there's something there. Or hey, did you realize today you wore your shirt the other way? It's inside out. Or today, man, there's a smell coming. I don't know where it's coming from. That's a friend. No, seriously, that's a friend. Right? Because they love you. They love you, and that's why they can be completely honest with you and tell you exactly what it is. And you feel so comfortable. So for Sri Rama, this friend was Sugriva. So with us also, one of our relationships is a friend. And the beauty about a friend is, anytime, anywhere, you can open your heart and speak to your friend. You can just talk. And a friend is one who listens. He listens. Who looks into your eye, just listens. And is happy to listen. Is so happy to listen. So, Suhrin Mitra. Now, another relationship. Ari. Third one is enemy. Who is Sri Rama's enemy? Ravana. Now Sri Rama didn't say Samabuddhir Vishishyate, we are one, I'm not going to kill you. He didn't say that. Right? He didn't say we are one, we are the same consciousness, No! He said we are the same consciousness, but I'm going to defeat you. Because why? At the level we are Brahman. But in the realm of transactional reality, we have to perform our dharma. So Sri Rama went to kill Ravana, but know that he did not have hate in his heart. He didn't have hate. He did it out of dharma. Because he knew this is what had to be done. So imagine, without that hate, without that anger, without all of that, he went and he fulfilled his dharma to perfection and he defeated Ravana. Now what do we do in our lives if there is an enemy? Now see, we might not have like a Ravana, okay? There's nobody with 10 heads and 20 arms. And when we tell the kids the story of Ravana, they always ask, how did Ravana sleep? I don't know how he slept. That's one of the questions that they ask. How did he sleep? So, with us, we might have maybe competition. Ari is like an opponent. An opponent. An opponent in life is very good. Because imagine if you're playing sports. Let's say you're playing basketball. You have no opponent. Then how do you make your skills better? It'll just be you bouncing the ball and shooting and then shooting and then shooting. But when somebody comes to challenge you, it gets really interesting. Because now then you have to protect the ball, you have to move it this way, you have to move it that way, all the moves come about, and then you have to learn to shoot from here, learn to shoot from here, learn to shoot from here. All the new skills develop when we have an opponent. And that's in any sport, right? Same thing in soccer. If we're just kicking the ball to the goal, what's the fun in that? It gets boring also. Then you look for a friend. Okay, let's play together. Then you learn how to deal with the ball in so many ways. Run here, run there, shoot from here, shoot from there. And you become a better player. When there's somebody in our life who's much better than us, it's a great gift. Who's competing with us, it's a great gift. Because then we learn how to improve. We learn how to unfold. We learn how to be stronger. Now you imagine Kung Fu Panda. You all watch this movie, right? Now Po. He needs Shifu. That's for sure. You need Guru. But he also needs Shen. He also needs like a big opponent. Because he has to unfold as the dragon warrior. Otherwise he's just going to be a panda. Right? He's just going to be a panda eating noodles. Right? Yeah. If there's no opponent like Shen or Kai or whoever has to come, right? If there's different. He unfolds and Shifu takes him. At first, he doesn't know what he's going to do with him. Then he says, okay, I'll train you. And he becomes such a strong warrior. Now, that wouldn't have happened if this big opponent didn't come in front of his face. Correct? So when there's an ari, meaning when somebody is competing with us, somebody is doing better than us, or somebody is threatening us also, that's our chance to grow and unfold. That's a blessing. It's actually a blessing that I have this kind of person in my life. And as I said, vision is the same consciousness is expressing in that person. So there's no hate. But at the dharmic level, we rise to the challenge and we become strong. So Suhrin, Mitra, Ari, Udasina. Udasina means somebody who's indifferent. Now a better translation for indifferent is actually sitting above. And that's the direct translation. Asina means sitting above. Sitting above. There's a person in our lives who's detached, sitting above, who provides a lot of clarity. Imagine if you're watching a game, any game that you like, a sports game, and you're watching two teams. Now, if you're more favored to one team, let's say one team is your hometown, let's say New Jersey. So one team is New Jersey, right? The other team is Connecticut. Now, can you be a fair judge if you're kind of rooting for New Jersey? No, difficult, right? But if both of your teams are not playing, then it's very easy to spot. This is a mistake, this is a mistake, this is how it should be. It's very easy. But when we're rooting for one team, it becomes hard to see that team's mistakes. To see that team's foul, it becomes hard. You say, no, it was not a foul. They don't know what they're talking about. Right? So here, we need someone who is sitting above, who can see things very clearly. In Sri Rama's life, that was Guru Vasishta. You see, when Vishwamitra Rishi, he came to Sri Rama was young, very young. And he wanted to take Sri Rama and Lakshmanji to the forest. And he told King Dashrata, the father, I want both your sons. Now King Dashrata was attached to his sons. And this Vishwamitra Rishi says, I want to come and I want to take two of your sons with me to the forest because I need help. Now King Dashrata could not let go of his sons. He said, I don't want to let go of my sons. I will come to the forest. I will come, but don't take my Rama. Don't take my Lakshmana. I will come to the forest. And Vasishta Rishi looked at King Dashrata and said, you have to let them go. You have to let your kids go because they will grow, they will unfold, they will become better. And so King Dashrata couldn't see that. You understand? He was attached to his sons. He couldn't see that if I let my sons go, they will grow, they will become better. He couldn't see that. So Vasishta Rishi had to come in and say, let them go. Because he was sitting above and he could say that this, they're going to become better, they're going to grow, they're going to unfold. And he played the role of Udasina. And Sri Rama was very grateful for that. Another person who played the role of Udasina in Ramayana is who? Any guesses? Sumitra Devi. When Lakshmana said, I want to go to the forest with Sri Ram. Sumitra Devi, she sat above. She said, Lakshmana, go. Take Sri Rama as your father, Sita Devi as your mother, Ayodhya as the forest, and go protect Rama. Now that's his mother. She had the ability to sit above the situation and say, I need to let my son go. And both are sons, Lakshmana and Rama to her is like a son. So when we have somebody in our life who's udasina, they can provide a lot of clarity, which sometimes we cannot see because we're attached. Like being attached to one team. It's hard to see. It's hard to see the defect of something when we're attached. It's hard to let go of something or somebody when we're attached. But a person who's sitting above has perfect clarity. Sohrin, Mitra, Ari, Udasina. The fifth relationship. The fifth relationship is called Madhyastha. Madhyastha. What does Madhyastha mean? Madhyastha means somebody who's neutral. Somebody who's neutral. So in our lives, sometimes we are that neutral person. Sometimes if our parents are fighting, sometimes the kids will come, okay, wait a second, let's sort this out, right? So, or it'll be a sibling and a parent, your brother or sister and your mom or dad, they have something going on, then you'll come in between. Okay, wait. Or sometimes it's you with your parent and then your sibling will come in between. So there's a madhyastha. In every family, there's a madhyastha. There's somebody there whose sole agenda is to create peace between two parties. And it's a great blessing to have that. In Ramayana, that was Vibhishana. Vibhishana was the madhyastha. He was, of course, the brother of Ravana. He's the brother of Ravana, the demon king. He's the brother of Ravana. And he told Ravana, yield to Lord Rama. Surrender to Lord Rama. What did Ravana do? He kicked Vibhishana. He kicked his own brother. And when Vibhishana went to the other side, to Sri Rama, the spies of Sri Rama said, don't take Vibhishana, don't take Vibhishana. He's from Ravana's side. He's the brother. He's going to harm you. What did Sri Rama do? He said, whoever surrenders to me, I will take. See this? So, again, the vision of oneness, but in dharma, in the vyavaharic life, he did whatever is required. Madhyastha. In our lives, this is now the 6th relationship. We also have dveshya. Dveshya. It says here hateful, but this could really be somebody who's always criticizing us. Yeah, their hobby is to criticize us. So one Shastra said, look, in life it's very hard to be happy. If you get happiness by criticizing me, criticize. At least you'll find happiness. Because it's very hard to be happy, so if you find happiness, criticize me, criticize. What is there? But sometimes in our life, there's constant criticism. This is not your parents. That's another category. That is there. This is not parents or siblings or spouses. This is a different category. That's coming up. This is somebody else, from somewhere else. That all they want to do is say something behind your back, or criticize, or do this, or do that. Now in Sri Rama's life, there's mantara. When Sri Rama was supposed to be king, she comes and she says, Rama should not be king. How can he be king? It's Bharata who should be king. And she criticizes Rama like anything. But Sri Rama rises above that. He rises above that. How do we handle all of this criticism that's coming to us? First thing is, analyze, is it actually true? Really, is this criticism true or not? If it is true, then I should do something about it. I should do something about it. If it is not true, I should rise above it. One very beautiful thing from Swami Tapovan Maharaj Ji's life, Puja Gurudev's Guru, when people unduly criticized him, he didn't say anything to them. He didn't do anything to them. He made himself better. He just kept rising and rising and rising and rising to a point where they said, we can't criticize him anymore. He's just too good. He's too good. The eagle tries to fly high, and as it's flying, there's a crow pecking on the eagle's back. Constantly pecking. The eagle didn't do anything. The eagle keeps flying. The crow keeps pecking. But the eagle flies so high that after some point, the crow cannot sustain that height because it cannot sustain the air so thin. It loses oxygen, it falls off. And what happens to the eagle? Flies freely. So if there is undue criticism happening in our life, fly, rise above it. Make ourselves better. Rise. And it will come to a point where we have risen so high, they cannot but keep quiet and be in awe. Look how high that eagle has risen. So, dvesha. So when there is criticism, if it is honest, we should improve. Take it as a sign to improve. If it is undue, rise above it. Rise above it. And know that nobody is free from criticism. Even our gods and goddesses have been criticized. Huh? Sri Rama himself is criticized, Sita Devi is criticized, Bhagavan Shiva is criticized, everybody is criticized. So in our Sanatana Dharma, nobody is free from criticism. Except one. Nobody has managed to criticize Hanumanji. He's the only one who's been free. Everybody else, boom. Right? So, dvesha. And how did Sri Rama handle mantra? Same Atman. But he rose above her. He rose above her. Next relationship, our favorite one, Bandhushu, our relatives. Huh? Puja Guruji said they're called relatives because they are not absolutes. They're relatives. That's why they're relatives. Remember, they are relatives. They are relative. Okay? Because family is just a field. It's not the end of life. It's a field. Family is a field of purification. When you get married, it's a field of purification. It's a chance to lessen likes and dislikes and become more and more selfless. It's a chance to reduce ego. It's a great, it's your own dharmakshetre kurukshetre. It is that. And we should see it, it's a field. Now, how to handle family relationships in family. So Sri Rama had such wonderful people in his family like Bharata, who came and took Sri Rama's padukas, but he also had people like CHYK. The CHYK, who, my goodness, she just told Sri Rama, now you have to go to the forest or exile for 40 years. So sometimes in our families, we will have people who are so wonderful, kind and caring, but sometimes we will have people who are just really tough to deal with. And what to do? So when people are tough to deal with, because kind, caring and loving is easy to deal with, but actually kind, caring and loving people, we need to give people enough space to breathe. This is very important in all relationships. Give enough space to breathe. Because when the kind, caring, loving relationships grow too close, that's when all conflict happens. So make sure that everybody has their own space to be on their own for some time, to do their own thing for some time. And when you come back together, that relationship becomes stronger. When somebody is giving a hard time, what did Sri Rama do with CHYK? Forgiveness. Forgive, because sometimes things and people are going through certain things in their life. Nobody's perfect. CHYK was going through certain things in her life. She was poisoned by mantra. When Sri Rama met CHYK in the forest, he went and he did namaskar to her and he forgave her. He let it go. Sure, we've all been hurt by our family, by certain family members, certain relatives, but let it go. As Sri Rama, he let it go because that same reality is in that person. That same reality is in that being. People will make mistakes. Because as I said, nobody is perfect. People will make mistakes because rough times are very tough. Most of the people who do things very harshly is because they've had a rough past. So we don't have that maturity to see how deep their past was. But just know that they wouldn't have hurt you if they weren't in pain themselves. Nobody's happy. Nobody who's happy will hurt you. But somebody who's in pain will hurt. So know that they're hurting, they're suffering inside. And that's why outside there's that harm done. So for Bandhu, forgiveness. The 8th relationship is called sadhu. Sadhu means somebody who's righteous. In our lives, it's good to have people who are righteous. Sri Rama's life, that was of course Vasishta Rishi, Vishwamitra Rishi, because when Sri Rama went to the forest and he stayed with Vishwamitra Rishi, that's when he unfolded. He learned how to wake up early, he learned how to use all his weapons, he learned the Shastra, he learned knowledge, he learned all the beauty about life and how to live a dharmic life. So in our life, a person who is sadhu, it can be someone in our family, it can be a really good friend, it can be a teacher, it can be anybody. But a sadhu is one who keeps us on the path of dharma, who shows us that this is what dharma is. And not on paper. Everybody can do that. This is dharma on paper. No. A sadhu is one who walks the path of dharma. So what happens is when we see that, we say, okay, that's how dharma looks like. When we see a live example, that's what really strikes us. Otherwise, we think this life is too difficult to lead in a dharmic way. We think it's too difficult to be peaceful all the time. It's too difficult to always stay grounded. But when we see somebody who's doing that, that gives us great faith. That sadhu just brings out that shraddha, that inspiration. And the sadhu destroys one poison called complacency. We think on this path, I'm doing well, I'm doing my sadhana. Meet a sadhu. Meet a sadhu. Whenever I go to Uttarakashi, to Swami Tapovan Maharajji's place, the first thing I do is realize how great he is. That if at all we think we are walking this path, stop and just see how great he walked. And that makes me feel like, wow, there's so much more to go. This is not where we need to be standing. This is where we have to reach. So the minute we feel like, okay, we're doing okay in the spiritual path, meet a sadhu, sit with them, and then we will realize, we have some more to go. The ninth relationship is papi. Papi, who is the papi? Opposite of sadhu, somebody who's unrighteous. So in Sri Rama's life, somebody who's unrighteous could be somebody like Bali, Sugriva's brother, and Sri Rama defeated him. Sri Rama didn't say we are one. Sarvam Brahma Mayam. He took Bali and he defeated him, and he shot him from the back also. Yeah, right? So in our lives, we need somebody who's unrighteous. What do you mean unrighteous person? We need to see somebody who's not walking the spiritual path. Because as important as it is to have a sample of somebody walking the path, we need to have a sample of somebody who's really not walking the path. So we know if I don't walk, that's what's going to happen to me. You know when your kids and your parents say, if you don't listen, this ghost is going to come. If you don't listen, this Swamiji will come, right? So if we don't stay on the path of Dharma, that's what we will end up like. We need a life example. We need a life example. Okay, if we don't follow this course, we'll end up like that person. And that gives us like a huge eye opener. Just watch. It's like alert. Be alert. So when we think about life and we try to make our decisions, okay, I know that this is what I have to do, and if I do something like this, then I will end up on that path. And it's not just an idea, I actually am seeing that happen. So in this way, all 9 relationships were there for Sri Rama. All 9. We've seen all examples in his life. And his vision was always, we are one. We are one. The same truth expressing in me is expressing in you. But we are living in the realm of Dharma. And in the realm of Dharma, I have to do what I have to do. If we are friends, great. If you're good-hearted, great. A sadhu, I bow down to you. But if you are a threat to Dharma, I have to defeat you. Right? Because his Dharma was a king, a ruler. So in the same way, when we deal with others, our vision is we are one. And our Dharma is we have to do whatever we have to do. And each relationship is beautiful. Each relationship is beautiful. Each relationship is required for us to grow. If we had all good and lovely and loving people in our lives, we wouldn't grow. If we had all troubling people in our lives, we wouldn't also grow. We need a combination of both. So everybody who's in our lives is in our lives for a deep purpose. And if we see them correctly, they're here to help us grow. They're here to help us grow. The very people who we are surrounded by, they have a value that we are missing. They have a value that we need to learn. In your families, there's something that they have which you lack that they're teaching you. In the same way, they need something that you can provide. And that's why we've been placed together. All right? So how to love others, see oneness, but live in dharma and be grateful for all different shades of relationship. Be grateful for it. Okay? Stop here.
पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते